doing? Welcome back, or for the first time, to Talk to the Hand Reviews. I'm Bald Reviews Lady. Today, I'm doing an August perfume tray! An August perfume tray, and this is because of Frances over at Happiness Sparkles. This is a tag video actually. This is a tag Frances video. Because she did an August perfume tray and it was like last week and I was like, oh, yeah, I should do one of those, huh? So I got everything together to do an August perfume tray. Just collecting stuff that I, just kind of put in rotation for this month. Some of these are new, some I just got, but some have been in there in my collection for a bit. So here we go. Okay, my first one. Bon Chic from BCBG Max Azria. Isn't that pretty? I was really delighted with this cap. It doesn't stay on very solidly, so like you wouldn't want to pick this one up with a cap. You'd be crying after that. I would anyway. So this, I have had a chance to try it a few times. I've worn it out. It's a very pretty, fruity. I forget there's a fan right there. I should probably think about that ahead of time. I should probably think about that ahead of time, shouldn't I? I should time it so that when I spray it, the fan is not pointed at me. So anyways, here we go. This is so beautiful. It's light, it's happy, it's uplifting. Yeah, any time of year for any of these fragrances I'm going to talk about. But since most people consider, fragrances that you wear in the summertime to be juicy and lighter and florally and fruitier and things like that than necessarily the ones in the fall and winter. What's that month called? The fall and winter. But that's why I picked these, because they're juicy and fresh, and this is just a really beautiful, very light, fruity floral. It's a fruity floral. I wouldn't say it's a floral fruity. I'd say it's fruit first. But it is light, and I really doused myself in it the other day, and my husband couldn't even smell it on me right when we were leaving out the door. And then as the day wore on, it kind of disappeared. So it's okay, I was out putting on other fragrances too, but I'm gonna have to try this one more. But it is definitely a beautiful light fragrance that I'm really enjoying for summer. And if I'm not going to be gone for hours and hours, and that, the initial spraying doesn't have to last forever, it doesn't really matter. And I don't normally go out for hours and hours anyway. So, yeah, Bon Chic, BCBG Max Azria. I love it. Okay, this is one I've had for about a year, a little over a year and a half. And I've never heard anyone else talk about it but me. It is Bazaar from Christian Lacroix. This is a beautiful, light, citrusy type of fragrance. It's mostly citrusy, and then it's floral after that. I wouldn't say it's fruity except for the citrus. I mean, I guess that citrus is fruit. But I think maybe a lot of you will know what I mean. It's not really gourmand smelling at all. It just smells like fresh citrus. Like with a little bit of like some vanilla or some musks. I did a video on this one. I don't remember what's in it. But it is one of those beautiful, light, underrated, citrusy type of fragrances that not too many people have ever heard of. And it's a pretty cute bottle. I have a big one of this and a little one. I bought them at the duty free in the United States, actually. Yeah, it was the duty free of the United States. So, yeah, Bazaar. This is another one I got like a couple weeks ago, and I already showed it in a haul video. But I was so excited to find this. This is the only men's fragrance I've ever found that I would recommend to women instead of men. It is called Gianfranco Ferre Fougiere Italiano. This fragrance It reminds me so much of, and I think it is, it reminds me of in the 90s I wore, and I'm sorry, I'm not totally sure, but I believe it was Aqua de Joe. They had a fragrance in the, like, I think it came out in 95, and it was just a really light aquatic type of fragrance for women. And this is a lot like that. I wouldn't even recommend this for men unless you like you know, feminine leaning fragrances, and it's totally cool if you do. But this is the only men's fragrance that I've ever found that I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to call it the one men's fragrance I recommend to women. Not to say that men would like it. I think a lot of men would like it. It's a really nice fresh fragrance for men, but I think this fragrance really should have been marketed to women because it's so nice. It's just this light aquatic vibe, but it reminds me of just being by the pool, not necessarily the beach, the pool. When you're out by the pool and you're getting a little bit of smell of the chlorine out of the pool. It doesn't smell like chlorine, but something about it says swimming in a pool, not in the beach, not in a river, not in a lake. This is like you're out there in your little, your special little out, you know, your swimsuit, and you have you're wearing a little, like a small heel at the pool. It's that kind of thing. It's like the pool at the nice hotel kind of thing. That's what this reminds me of. It's just a really nice, light, aquatic fragrance, and I haven't worn it enough to know how the lasting power is, but I don't think it's that good. I have worn it a little bit, and I think it did dissipate pretty quickly, but I'm not looking to expect too much of these fragrances that I'm buying nowadays. I just want to try them out and see what they're like. So, Gianfranco Ferre, Fougiere Italiano, for men, but it's for women. I mean, you know. Here's a fun one you guys know. Britney Spears, Curious. I've been getting to know this one better. And I think this is really underrated. I mean, this is, okay, yeah, I know a lot of people got this when they were young, you know, like, well, young meaning maybe in their teens or their early 20s. And, you know, they think that this is, you know, a kitty type of fragrance. I think this is a happy floral, I would say it reminds me of yellow florals because it's like, it's got this happiness to it. Like, it's just, it's a beautiful, happy, I would say yellow floral. And I would recommend this to women of any age, or men, you know, too, but since I'm talking about women's fragrance right now, I would recommend this to women of any age. It's floral, it's not gourmand. You know, this reminds me a lot of the fragrances we used to have in the 80s and 90s when I was working behind the counter selling them, where gourmand fragrances were really not the norm. This is an any age fragrance, but I would say if you are a person, you know, and you are older than 25, don't shy away from this because this is a beautiful fragrance for any age, really. Britney Spears, Curious. And one of my very favorite fragrances now ever in the world, and like this is the second best-selling fragrance of all time behind Chanel No. 5. It's been discontinued because LVMH, Louis Vuitton, Boy, Hennessy, how could I forget that one, Hennessy. They purchased it and they discontinued it all, and they came out with something called Dior Joy, which is not the same. It smells great, I love that, but it is not the same. This is Jean Patou Joy, and it's been discontinued, but you can still get some. And so I bought this one as a collector's item, and I use it very sparingly, but I just feel like this is such a beautiful, this is the peak summertime. It's great for spring too. It's great for any time of year, truthfully. But this is like the full juicy floral. This is like a field of fresh flowers. It smells a little more like a springy type of thing, but I mean, I love it for any time of year, and I just wanted to pull it out for summer because it is a classy summer fragrance. I mean, this is a woman in a beautiful sundress out having brunch, you know, by a garden. That's what this is, Joy by Jean Patou. Come on now, let's move a little bit. Have you been sitting down like me for a long time today? Actually, I didn't sit there. Anyway, shut up and dance. Not you, me. Woo. Woo. Oh, I already been recording this video for like 16 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna get on with it. Here's another new one I got like I think 2 weeks ago that I'm really enjoying. It is called Fleur Perry from Jean-Marc Perry. But also, apparently, this is from this same fragrance with the same bottle with a different label, was also claimed by Michel Germain. And Michel Germain website says that their fragrances are in accordance with this famous perfumer Sophia Grossman. And so, even though I couldn't find anything to tell me that this is a Sophia Grossman fragrance, it smells like Paris and it smells like eternity. And both of those are Sophia Grossman fragrances. I just love this. It's like, it's one of those really linear, you know, it doesn't really change. What you smell in the beginning is what you get in the end. It's not going to leave you with any, I said before I did a video on this one, no unpleasant emotional baggage, because there's no real strong base notes for when it dries down. It doesn't dry down to like a bunch of vanilla or a bunch of, you know, musk. It's really just a nice light floral for people who like light florals, and I like light florals. So Fleur Perry from Jean-Marc Perry, a really nice summer fragrance, just a fresh summer. This is another summer dress fragrance. Okay, next up, this is my favorite of the series. I have 3 of these, and this is Vera Wang Glam Princess. This is just a beautiful, youthful, fruity floral. Again, this is one that I feel was made for, you know, young girls or young ladies, but is really great for any age. It's, I really gotta be careful. Don't get those things so close to my face. But this is, it's youthful, but it's happy and mature at the same time. Like, I feel like the other ones I have Glam Princess Night, or it's just called Princess Night, and the original Vera Wang Princess. And those smell a lot more for a younger person, I think. But this one will take someone through their whole life, starting from when they're like 12. I mean, well, maybe it's a little older than 12. Maybe it's more like 17 and up. 17 and up, really. But it's a gorgeous, light, fruity floral, excellent for summertime. Vera Wang Glam Princess. And here's a new one I got last week. Really been enjoying this. Thé Blanc from Solinotes. This is absolutely white tea. It's Elizabeth Arden white tea. It might be not quite as sweet as Elizabeth Arden white tea. Not green tea. It does not smell like green tea to me. It smells like white tea. And I think you know what I mean. This is just so fresh and happy. This is the beach. This is the beach. And it's like, it just reminds me of really active times, enjoying yourself outside. Like just, I don't know, outdoors at a garden or a barbecue or an outdoor like music festival or that kind of thing. It's just straight up white tea. I mean, I know it has other stuff in it. I don't remember what it is. I think I already talked about this one. Although I didn't do a video on this yet. I probably will. But Solinotes, they have a lot of really great stuff. I got some other Solinotes at the same time, but I figured I'd pull this one out because it's so summery. Thé Blanc from Solinotes. And I've had this one for a while, and I really love it. I'd like to have a full bottle of it because I love this, and I'd like to be able to spray it all over myself. I only have this little guy. This is Oscar de la Renta Jasmine. And I love this little guy. He's so pretty, you know. When I worked for Oscar de la Renta, we only had these little flower top bottles. Were only for the pure perfume oil. They weren't ever used in any other way. They weren't used for eau de toilettes. They weren't used for eau de parfum. It was only perfume. But now Oscar is using these for different fragrances, like this one, Oscar Rose, Esprit d'Oscar. I love all those, and other ones too. And I think that's cool. This fragrance is so pretty. It's again just so fresh. It's fresh, but you know what? It is. It can be youthful, but I sort of feel like it's a little bit more mature. It's a little more mature, I think, but I do love this. Does it smell like jasmine? Yeah, I think it smells like jasmine, but not like fresh jasmine, but I think I smell it in there. Anyways, Oscar de la Renta Jasmine. And my last one, this is one of my favorites that I got in the last, 7 months or so, and I've been reaching for it a lot. I don't go out that much, so I know a lot of fragrance YouTubers and fragrance people, a lot of fragrance enthusiasts. They use up their stuff really fast, but I don't, because I barely go out. I only go out like once a week, maybe twice a week. And since I was really sick in the last year and a half, I haven't, up until recently, I haven't really been able to go out and have a weekend somewhere, or you know, just go out somewhere, because I was too sick, and anyways. Continuing back to this is Cabotine Rose. I noticed in my group, this is the only pink one. I didn't do that on purpose, but that's kind of interesting. Most of these ones that I chose for summer seem to have that summer look. So, Cabotine Rose. Oh man, do I love this. You know, I looked in the bottom of the box of this, because I was folding up a lot of the boxes I have, and I keep all the boxes. It's actually, I leave them open for months so that I can, what a pretty fragrance. Oh, that's so pretty. So I can look at them. But there comes a time when you don't have room. I broke down a bunch of boxes, and I saw on the bottom of this box, it says Lacroix Beauty. I hadn't heard that Grès was part of Lacroix. Well, that's interesting. Anyways, this is so fresh and happy. Oh, same kind of thing. It's like, well, this is actually a little more like a shopping day. This is not necessarily. It could be a brunch day. It's not a beach day. It's not a swimming pool day. It's a shopping trip day of fun. This is a shopping trip day, and you're gonna have lunch somewhere that you enjoy it. You'll probably stop at some point and get a Starbucks. It's that kind of thing, you know. It's just a really happy, beautiful, linear floral fragrance. It's a lot. Reminds me a lot of this one. They're not the same, but I think that they're both kind of a similar Like, if you like this one, you like that one. If you like this one, you like that one, you know. Okay, so that's all 10, but I have one extra one. It is a sample. It is Kurkdjian 724. This is so nice. It's a really fresh. I hate to spray a Kurkdjian in the air, especially when it's just a sample, because it's precious, you know. But they all are, but I mean, I think you know how expensive MFK fragrances are. Now this is, you know, shared, gender neutral, unisex. And I could definitely see how it is, but because you know what this reminds me of a lot, and I've said this before. This reminds me of like Chanel Egoist Platinum, which was really the only other men's fragrance I ever really worn that I felt, yeah, that represents me. Chanel Egoist Platinum, oh, love that. And I wore it when I worked in men's fragrance. That's where I discovered it, working in men's fragrances in the 90s. And I really like this. This is so citrusy and light, and it's dry though. It's not sweet. It's not sweet at all. It's just a really nice citrusy, lemony, fresh fragrance. And what does it doesn't really remind me of an occasion, to be honest with you. You know what comes to mind is getting up early taking a shower, to get dressed, to go to work, or to go to some business meetings. It's like a business meeting fragrance. It's a business fragrance, even though, see, because it's light, it's non-irritating, it's inoffensive, it's not really sweet. I don't remember how it lasted on my skin. I haven't worn it in a bit, but I don't think it lasted that well. Hate to say that though, because I don't remember. But anyways, you go back in there now for the moment. But yeah, just in case you're looking for something like that and you like Maison Kurkdjian, I like this one too. I didn't use these in between. It doesn't matter because I already know what all this stuff smells like. But anyways, there it is. I hope you enjoyed my video with my 11 my August fragrance tray with 11 fragrances in it that I'm going to put in rotation for this August. So, which has already begun. I'm a little bit late, but since Francis did that tag video, I wanted to be part, so I did. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you liked it, consider subscribing. Please consider giving it a thumbs up, because you know how much it helps us creators. And I hope to see you next time.